In this video, let us discuss some examples related to organic compounds containing more than one functional group and also some miscellaneous examples. In here and there, you may find one or two examples where only one functional group is present, but most of the examples will have more than one functional group. If you can recollect one of the rules discussed in IUPAC nomenclature, that is the sequence rule. According to that, when the organic compound contains two or more functional groups, we have to categorize the functional groups into first grade and second grade. And in that, carboxylic acid always receives the first priority, and this is the sequence rule. This sequence rule, this order you have to remember. And based on that, we have to segregate the functional groups into first grade and second grade. To indicate first grade functional group, always we have one part, that is a secondary suffix. In order to indicate a second grade functional group, we always use a secondary prefix. In the rules, very clearly I discussed a secondary suffix name and a secondary prefix name, and this is the time where we are going to apply that particular rule. And here, if you see the first example, we have chlorine, bromine, OH, and here this is ethynyl. So here we have one carbon, here we have one carbon, and one hydrogen is removed from ethine. If one hydrogen is removed from ethine, then it is called ethynyl. Least locant rule, priority rule, combination of all those things. So here this is the first carbon, this is the second carbon, this is the third, this is the fourth, this is the fifth. So here this is bromine, bromo, chlorine, chloro, ethynyl. So alphabetical order we have to use. If you use all those things, you will be getting 2 bromo, 4 chloro, 5 ethynyl, cyclohexane, 1 ol. 2 bromo, 4 chloro, 5 ethynyl, cyclohexane, 1 ol. So this part is a prefix part. So up to here it is a prefix part. This is a root word. Hex is root word. Primary suffix, secondary suffix. Now let us observe the second example. Here we have alcohol functional group and a double bond. Secondary suffix, primary suffix. You already know secondary suffix always receives more priority when compared to primary suffix. Therefore, so this is the first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth and fifth. There is no prefix. So here straight away it is a cyclic compound, cyclopenta 1,3 diene. It is basically cyclopentadiene, but the position of double bonds you have to remember. It is a cyclic compound, cyclopenta 1,3 diene 1 ol. Cyclopenta 1,3 diene 1 ol. Now let us observe the next example here. Bromine, chlorine, OH double bond. Secondary suffix, primary suffix and prefix. Always gets secondary suffix gets more priority. Therefore, this is the first carbon. So if you move right side or left side, double bonds are receiving the same priority. Primary suffix is receiving the same priority. Even substituents also receiving the same priority. That means least locant rule is helpless. Least locant rule cannot help you in this. Whenever least locant rule is unable to give the correct numbering, you have to consider alphabetical order. So bromine gets more priority when compared to chlorine, but I'm not going to alphabetical order directly. Least locant rule is unable to decide the numbering, therefore we are considering alphabetical order, because least locant rule says both are correct. Both the sides you are getting same order of numbering. So we have to consider alphabetical order, therefore this will be second, third, fourth and fifth. Now let us see the various parts, alphabetical order naming also. 2 bromo, 5 chloro, cyclopenta, 2,4 diene, 1 ol. So 2 bromo, 4 chloro, cyclopenta, 2,4 diene, 1 ol. understand it properly. In the next example, we have alcohol, chlorine, bromine. This is again ethynyl. Name of that is ethynyl. This is ethynyl. So without any hesitation, secondary suffix receives more priority. After that, based on least locant rule, if you move clockwise, anti-clockwise, okay, location of second locant is the same, but here at third place you will be finding the difference. So numbering should be like this. This is the correct numbering. And here chlorine, bromine, and this is ethynyl, alphabetical order, prefix part. So 3 bromo, 2 chloro, 6 ethynyl, cyclohexane, 1 ol. You can see the correct IUPAC name. Now let us move on to the next example. OH containing carbon will receive the first priority. If you move in anti-clockwise direction, you will be getting 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Anti-clockwise direction, you are getting 3, 4, 5. Even if you move in clockwise direction, 3, 4, 5. So anti-clockwise direction, clockwise direction, prefixes are receiving the same numbers. That means least locant rule is unable to decide. In that situation, we have to consider alphabetical order. So its name is chloro, its name is cyclopropyl. First alphabet is the same, C, 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 chloro cyclopropyl. When first alphabet is same, you have to consider the second one, CH, CY. Therefore, CH. So chlorine will receive more priority. So based on that, so the correct numbering will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the prefixes should be arranged according to alphabetical order. 4 bromo, 3 chloro, 5 cyclopropyl, cyclohexane, 1 ol. So you can observe carefully the name of this compound: 4 bromo, 3 chloro, 5 cyclopropyl, cyclohexane, 1 ol. You can observe here I didn't drop E because here 1 is separating E and O. Let us move on to the next example. Here we have OH group. OH containing carbon will get first priority, second, this is third carbon, fourth and fifth. CC triple bond, for that we have only primary suffix. So in the example there is no prefix. Straight away we have to say root word. The root word is pent. So here pent, 4 ein, 1 ol. Pent, 4 ein, 1 ol. In the next example, we have two alcohols. Alcohols should receive high priority. You start either from this side or from this side. Alcohols are getting the same number, that is 1 and 4, 1 comma 4. Whenever first grade functional group is receiving the same priority from both the sides, we have to consider the prefixes. If you start from this and move in clockwise direction, you will get 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. If you start from this 2, 3, 6, if you start from this place and if you move in anti-clockwise direction, you will be getting 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 5. Definitely 2, 3, 5 is better. Therefore, this is the first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So ultimately, this is a bromine, bromo, chloro, methylidine. Alphabetical order we have to follow. So 3 bromo, 2 chloro, 5 methylidine, cyclohexane, 1 comma 4 diol. 2 bromo, 3 chloro, 6 methylidine, cyclohexane, 1 comma 4 diol. And in the next example, alcohol, Obviously, this will receive the first priority, second, third, fourth. And here this is a branch and this is also branch. So this is a point of attachment in this branch. So here this is the first carbon, this is the second carbon, and the name of this group, this is ethynyl with methyl group. So methyl ethynyl, 1 methyl ethynyl, and this is chloro. This is methyl ethynyl, this is chloro, alphabetical order, therefore 3 chloro, 5 1 methyl ethynyl, cyclopenta 1 comma 3 diene, 1 ol, 3 chloro, 5 1 methyl ethynyl, cyclopenta 1 comma 3 diene, 1 ol. And in the next example we have alcohol. So this is one terminal, this is another terminal. If you start numbering from this side, OH will receive second priority. If you start from here, OH will receive third priority. Therefore, numbering must be from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is chlorine and this is methyl. So the name of this compound, 1 chloro, 3 methyl, but 3 in 2 ol. You can see 1 chloro, 3 methyl, but 3 in 2 ol. And in the next example, again without any hesitation, OH containing carbon will receive the priority, first priority. And of course, if you move like this, 2, 4, 5, if you move like this, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5 is better. Therefore, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, and this is fifth. So bromine, methylidine, chlorine, only alphabetical order, 2 bromo, 5 chloro, 3 methylidine, cyclopentane, 1 ol. So here this is the correct IUPAC name of the compound, 2 bromo, 5 chloro, 3 methylidine, cyclopentane, 1 ol. And in the next example, for the sake of convenience, let me elaborate the structure to explain in a better way. I'm taking this is CH2OH, CHOH taken 3 times. CHOH groups are repeated, totally it is appearing 3 times, and this is C double bond O, CH2OH. So this is the correct elaborated structure. And a ketone we have, that is the first grade functional group. Numbering must be from right side only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here these are all prefixes. Hydroxy, so 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6, pentahydroxy, hexane, 2 one, 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6, pentahydroxy, hexane, 2 one. Next one we have ester functional group. This carbon cannot be taken into the longest chain. So this is a complex substituent. This is methyl group with the substituent cyclopropyl. So this should be named first. It is a cyclopropyl methyl cyclobutane carboxylate. Cyclopropyl methyl, it is a complex substituent, so that is enclosed in brackets, cyclobutane carboxylate. And in the next example we have carboxylic acid, sulfonic acid, aldehyde group. Most importantly, carboxylic acid carbon should be given first priority, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. If you can recollect, whenever CHO group, aldehyde group is present as a second grade functional group, if this carbon is coming into the longest chain, then we have to say oxo. But this carbon cannot be taken into the longest chain, therefore we have to say formyl. So this is a sulfo and this is a formyl, only alphabetical order: 4 formyl, 2 sulfo, benzene, 1 carboxylic acid, benzoic acid also you can say. So here we have alcohols. First you have to observe the alcohols: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So without any hesitation, numbering must be from right side like this: 6, 7 and 8. This is substituent, this is a substituent, prefixes must be in alphabetical order: 4 bromo, 2 chloro, oct, 6 ene, 3 comma 5 diol. So that is the correct IUPAC name of the compound: 4 bromo, 2 chloro, 6 oct, 6 ene, 2 comma 5 diol. In the next example, we have carboxylic acid and ketone. Without any hesitation, carboxylic acid gets more priority. This is the first carbon, this is second. Of course, for the sake of root word, I am just writing the remaining numbers also. And for this prefix name is oxo. This carbon cannot be taken into the longest chain. Therefore, we have to use the special suffix, that is carboxylic acid. So 2-oxo cyclopentane 1 carboxylic acid, 2-oxo-cyclopentane 1 carboxylic acid, cyclopentane carboxylic acid, that is also fine. And here you have ester. This is ethyl group, this is chlorine, this is bromine. First, this carbon will receive the first priority. Least locant rule we are taking. And while naming esters, irrespective of alphabetical order, the alkyl group attached to oxygen should be indicated first. So this is ethyl, 4 bromo, 3 chloro, benzene, carboxylate, not O8. Be very clear, it is carboxylate. So ethyl, 4 bromo, 3 chloro, benzene, 1 carboxylate. So let us move on to the next example. So here this is the first carbon. You move either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction, branches, substituents, prefixes are getting 2 comma 6. Even like this, 2 comma 6. Least locant rule is helpless. When least locant rule is unable to decide the proper numbering, then we have to depend on alphabetical order. Bromine gets more priority when compared to chlorine. So here like this, the compound 2 bromo 6 chloro phenol, we can say, benzene 1 ol. So 2 bromo 6 chloro phenol.